Welcome to November's Create and Build Challenge. This month, we're going to be building straw rockets. Now these look pretty simple to make, and they are, but where the challenge part comes in is to make your design that can go the furthest rocket that you possibly can. So what supplies do you need to make your rocket? Not too many. Some heavy paper. I'm using cardstock, but if you have construction paper or even computer paper at home, that'll work too. You'll need a straw. I've got two. This is a reusable straw. I also have some of these bigger boba tea straws. And I wonder if the size of the straw could affect my rocket and how far it flies. I'll have to test it and find out. I also have tape to tape all my pieces together and a pair of scissors. And as always, make sure you use scissors safely and with adult supervision. So how do you assemble your straw rocket? Well, you're going to take which straw you're using. You're going to cut a piece of paper. That's going to be the body of your rocket. So a long, thin rectangle. You're going to wrap it around your straw to make sure you've got the right size. You're going to use a piece of tape to keep your rocket body in a tube shape. And then you're going to add your fins, your bottom part. So I just cut out a couple triangles that you can tape to the bottom here. And then you need a nose for your rocket. So to make your nose, cut out a circle, whatever shape, size you like. Make a little cut in it, and then you're going to pinch the sides together until you get a cone shape. And then you'll tape that together as well. And once you've assembled all your pieces together, you get something that looks a little bit like this. And then the critical part, we need to test it to see how well it flies. So slide your rocket onto your straw. Make sure no one's in front of you when you're testing your rocket. Want to be safe. And give it a little puff. And watch it fly. So a couple things to be thinking of when you're designing your own straw rocket at home. And that's a couple forces that make a difference when you are trying to put something into flight. So the first one is lift. This is the force that's going to keep your object in the air. And acting against lift is gravity. So this is the force that's going to weigh your object down and want to bring it back to the ground. And then we have thrust. So that's the power that's actually moving your object through the air. So that puff of air we give through the straw is the thrust. But working against the thrust is drag. And drag can slow an object down either because of its shape or maybe the material that it's going through. If you were trying to put your straw rocket through water, it would go a lot slower than if you were putting it through air because water is denser than air. So keep these four forces in mind as you're designing and testing your rocket. The shape can make a very big difference. Also the different components, like your fins. Does it help to have more, less, bigger, smaller? And the shape of your cone. If your cone's too big, does that have an effect on how far it flies? Too small? Why don't you test it and find out? As always, in the description, we'll have a link to resources if you want to learn more about the forces of flight and also how to design and make your own straw rockets at home. And as always, happy building.